My phone died.
Your phone died? Where's your phone? Ooh. It's not happy. It's not happy. It's not happy. Quickly, put this phone in my other bed. you.